Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is the project we're making today, and this is week 6 of the 12 weeks of Halloween. Isn't it so stinking cute? Okay, so let me give you the supplies. We've got basic black cardstock that measures 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've cut out 2 pieces from the pillow box die, so 2 basic black. Then another piece of basic black that is 3/4 by 4 1/2. I've gone ahead and cut out the tree and the owl from the Frightful Tags dies. We have a scrap of pumpkin pie for the owl's eyes, some basic white for the stamping, and then the Designer Series paper. We're also going to use the pillow box dies on this as well, and we're only going to be cutting just this top section here. Okay, so let's get our greetings stamped, and then we will make this box. We are using, let's see, 3 or 4 sets of dies. We're using Memento ink. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4. Maybe it's 2 or 3. Okay, now that's done. We'll set that aside for now. And we're going to take the little scrap of pumpkin pie. I just cut out a 3/4 circle. And we're going to turn this over and add a little bit of liquid glue. Y'all can probably hear Bella walking around. Okay, it looks like I need to trim that a little bit more. Let's see. I'll take my paper snips real quick before it dries and remove it, okay? Now, we'll set that aside. So let's work on the box part. So this is the box inside here, and that's what this piece is for. Okay, so I'm going to place this on the 6 1/4 side. Looks a little short. It should be okay. And we're going to score this at 1 1/2 on each side. So flip it around, 1 1/2. Then on the 5 1/2 inch side, we're going to score it at 2 inches on each side. The PDF over on my website, the free PDF, will have the template for this, okay? So I'm going to fold on the score lines and burnish with the bone folder. Now we're going to cut up to the score line, up to the score line. Same thing over here. And then we're going to trim both of the tabs a little bit, okay? I'm going to place my adhesive on the 2 tabs. So I'm just going to fold this over and fold that over. And then this is going to fold over just like that, okay? Okay, so here's our box. So now what we're going to do is we need to take the pillow box pieces and we need to trim them. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to cut all of this section off right here. So try to line it up as best you can and cut straight. It is going to be a little crooked, but you're going to trim it with your scissors, okay? So I think that's pretty straight. What I'm trying to do is just line up the ends of the pillow box and then make sure I come in from this part right here and cut straight across. Okay, so that's what I removed. So now we're going to do that to the other piece. So make sure your edges are flush with the top and then slide it over just a smidge and cut. So here's how it looks. I'm going to fold on those score lines and burnish. And we will need to trim those a little bit more, but we'll do that a little bit later. So now what we want to do is cut the Designer Series paper. So these are the dies that we're using. This is the basic borders. These are the Frightful tags. And this is the Pretty Pillow Box, okay? So we're going to line this up just like that. You want to make sure you get the ends, okay? Because we're going to cover this up completely. So I'm going to put that on the die cut machine and cut that. And we're going to cut the greeting out with this. And then that 3/4 inch strip, we're going to cut with that border, okay? So I'm going to get the die cut machine. Okay, so here's the machine. I'm using a 1, 2, and a 3. I always want to say crunch with the Tootsie Roll Pop when I say that. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up in the middle. And if you want to decorate the back side, then this piece gives you 2 pieces. And one can be for the front and one can be for the back. I'm not decorating the back, but you are certainly welcome. So here's those 2 pieces. Now let's cut the Designer Series paper. So I'm going to place that down just like that. And that looks pretty good. And then we have the greeting. Here's our box. So let's go ahead and add this to the front of our box. So you can see we're lining it up with that score line right there, and you can see that it exceeds past. That's okay. Go ahead and adhere it, okay? And then we're going to trim that off with our scissors. Okay, so I'm just lining that up. And then I'm going to lay it flat, give it a second to dry, slide it into position if it's not. And then we're going to add this piece here to cover up that seam. And then we're going to trim the edges with our scissors. So same thing, I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue. Okay, just hold it, give it a second to dry. Okay, so now I'm going to take my scissors and cut straight across and remove that part. Now be careful not to cut your box. Okay, that's how it looks. I cut it a little crooked. Actually, I didn't cut it crooked, I attached it crooked. So now I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm just going to trim that piece. And then the same thing over here. I did not cut that all the way. There we go. So that's how it looks right now. Now let's add this to our box. So remember I told you we're going to be doing some trimming. You can either do it now or you can do it later. I'm going to go ahead and cut. So I'm just going to go straight across. See this point right here? I'm just going to go straight down. You could put it on your trimmer if you want it to be super straight. I'm okay if it's not exactly straight. I say that and then I cut it again, right? Okay. So I will probably trim it again. Yeah, I'll trim it again. There we go. We got to do the same thing to the back. So does it need trimming? No, I cut the back one perfectly, of course. Isn't that how it always works? So I'm just going to take my adhesive and put it on the bottom and add the back first. Oh, I didn't trim the sides yet. That's okay. There's still time. I'll do that now. Well, oh well. Hopefully that doesn't stress y'all out, that you're just cutting with your scissors. Okay, now that the back is added, now we're going to add the front. So same thing, we're just going to put liquid glue on the bottom. And I'm just going to set it down now and use my bone folder to press. Now we're going to take the greeting and we're going to add it down here just with some liquid glue. Oh, I forgot to add the sides. That's okay. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just have fun. Okay, now let's put adhesive here. And there's that part. Just gonna hold it for a second. And then this side. Flip it over. Just press it a little bit. I love how it just sets. This could be another like table decoration, right? Okay, we're gonna add the tree and you're gonna wanna snip off a little bit. So about that much. Yeah. Everything about this project just about is altered. Okay. Then he's going to get popped up with a black Stampin' Dimensional. So cute. Okay, so now for the metallic mesh ribbon. I love this stuff. It's good for every occasion. Christmas, Halloween, birthdays, wedding. I don't want to slide it up to the top. I actually want it to be right here at this little scallop. So hence the reason why I untied it and retied it, because that bow was looking pretty darn good, but I wanted it to be in a specific location. Okay, let's trim the ends. And then let's add our embellishments. I feel like it looks naked without the embellishments. So I'm going to use the Take Your Pick tool, and I'm actually going to use the, I don't know if these are pumpkin or, they look like they're pumpkin stars. They're in the cute Halloween, cute stars adhesive. Ugh, too many words, right? Okay, so this wraps up the project, but let me show you really quick. If you have your heart set on Reese cups, they fit in there perfectly. The Skittles fit in there. 100 Grand, Kit Kat, Hershey's, they all fit in there, okay? So that gives you an idea of what you can put in there. Okay, so this wraps up our project. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to get notifications, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.